Hey guys, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Orga Dies at the End. We're currently in episode 2 of Choice of Zombies, a community-made choose-your-own-adventure story. I'm your narrator, Mandy, and the poor schmuck navigating through the game is Orga. Ready, Orga?
Whenever you are.
We last left off. The church, the prison, and the mall are in all different directions. The church is about half as far away as the other two sanctuaries. Brian said you were headed for the prison, but it seems as though there are other options. You might be able to convince him to go to the mall or the church instead. Do you want to try? Yes, I want to go to the mall. Yes, I want to go to the church. No, I think the prison is the best. Or no, I don't want to anger Brian. I need him to survive.
Oh, man. You know, from experience, I've seen that malls are pretty good so long as gangs of assholes don't come riding their motorcycles into them.
That's a big if.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, prisons are pretty good, and churches are just a stupid idea in general. There's always somebody with some chick locked up in the basement. It's like, oh, she's just been bitten, she's okay.
Oh, God.
So, I'm gonna have to say, let's go to the prison.
No, I think the prison is the best bet. Or are you just pussying out because you don't want to upset Brian? What's the real answer you got here?
Well, his name is Brian, so I don't really give a shit. Like, oh no, let's not piss off Brian. Brian will come kill us with a shotgun. Oh no. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Brian. Doesn't work.
No, it really doesn't. Okay, I see your point now. You've almost reached the town limits, and there aren't many buildings lining the street now. Mostly wood and fields. You're getting into real farming territory. Sometimes you see a car abandoned on the side of the road, but you don't see any people. There aren't many people out here at all, which you hope means fewer zombies, except that there are 3 of them, right there in front of you. On the left side of the road is a large oak tree. I mean, a really large tree. It's locally famous. The base is something like 20 feet around. 3 zombies are pressed up against the base, looking up at the branches like dogs who have just treed a squirrel. Which is an apt comparison, you realize a moment later. High up in the branches is a guy. You think maybe your age. As you come closer, you see that one of the zombies is jumping, and another is trying to crawl up the tree trunk. The third seems to be experimenting with all the moving parts necessary to actually climb a tree, but hasn't worked them out yet. Still, it's very likely only a matter of time. You can see the guy's face clearly now. He looks terrified, and his mouth is open as if he's screaming for help. He's looking at you. What do you say to Brian? We've got to help that man, or step on the gas before the zombies start chasing us.
You know, if we help him, he might reward us with a battle axe.
It's not gonna happen, Orca. You never get the damn battle axe.
You don't know that for a fact.
I think I do.
I have it on very good basis that a lot of quest givers give out axes as rewards for helping them.
Only the shitty MMOs, like that never happens in real life.
Well, I mean, you know, there was like my friend Paul who gave me a battle axe at one time.
See, Paul is as bad as Brian, like... Who gets a weapon from a guy named Paul?
Well, you know, no one expects Paul to pull out a battle axe.
Well, no one expects Brian to be a psycho killer, now do they?
Exactly. Let's go help the guy in the tree. I bet his name is Paul.
We've got to help that man. He glances at you. Damn right. Get the shotgun out the back. I'll drive, you shoot. You pick up the gun. It's heavier than you thought it might be, but otherwise this can't be much different than playing a video game. You played enough of those to know that shooting directly at a moving target is pretty hard, but figuring out where the target will be a second or so means so you can estimate their trajectory and prepare a fraction in advance of where they'll be. You think these zombies cannot possibly be smarter than AI modern Xboxes have. You can do this. You brace the gun against your shoulder and fumble around for the trigger. The jeep is hurtling towards the tree, and the zombies and female zombie have turned around to watch the jeep come. Looks like a perfect shot to you. You pull the trigger, and nothing happens. The safety's on! Brian snaps, jerking the wheel to take the jeep away from the tree again. The zombies begin to amble after it. Oh, right. That's not a problem you have in video games, and you're not sure what you have to do to take the safety off. You look for something obvious. Have you ever shot a gun before? Brian demands. Not a real gun, but Xbox. Brian sighs. The safety's a little switch near the trigger. Right, now pull on the fore end to load the round. No auto load in the real world. Right, now you're set. It's going to kick like hell, remember. You aim the gun. Ready? Brian asks and slams on the brakes before you can answer. The lurch of the Jeep spoils your aim, and your first shot goes wide. The female zombie starts briskly towards the Jeep. You raise the gun and blow her head off. You see the shower of brains go up as she falls over. One down. Brian hits the gas hard and you whirl away. We'll come back for another pass, Brian says. And only then do you see how close the window the other two zombies got. Both are male, or were in life. One young, one older. Ready? Brian says again and slams on the brakes. 3 shells, 2 zombies. This time you're ready. You hit the younger male on the first try and are whirling to face the older male before the younger body hits the ground. The older male stumbles away, spoiling your aim. Your shot goes wide. Brian swings the Jeep around to give you another pass, and you find yourself face to face with a grinning, snarling, drooling zombie, not more than arm's length from your open window. You blow its head off. It falls over. Nice, Brian says, and jumps out and runs over to the tree to get the guy you've saved. You okay? No. I stare down at things that used to be human beings, and then I get the car door open just in time to throw up. Or, more or less okay. That was quite upsetting, but it was necessary. I'm glad we saved the guy in the tree. Or, hell yeah, that was awesome.
Fuck yeah! America!
What else did I have to expect from you? Good lord, you're a monster.
I'm not a monster, they're the monsters.
You have a point. Brian comes back to the car, towing along a man who looks extremely pale and limp. This is Justin, Brian says briefly. Justin, Orga. And you're off again. So, you say to Justin, what's your story? The 2 guys were my roommate and his son, Justin says. The woman was hitchhiking, and I said we shouldn't pick her up, but Bob never did think I was worth listening to. He insisted. And then we stopped because I had to pee, and when I got back from the bushes, all of them were zombified. I was right. We shouldn't have picked her up. How long was she in the car with you first? Brian asks sharply. What? I don't know. What do you mean? You know how long it takes for someone to turn if they're not killed, Brian says impatiently. If they're killed, we know it's immediate, but we don't know exactly how long if they're just bit and left alive. I don't know, Justin says again. I wasn't really paying attention. Well, ballpark then? An hour? Half an hour? 5 hours? 5 minutes? I said I don't know, Justin says defensive, almost teary-eyed. Are you going to get involved here? Yes, Brian is obviously coming on too strong. I can get the information more gently. Yes, I don't want my 2 companions to be at each other's throats, and this beginning isn't promising. Or, nope, not my problem.
Where's the option for, hey, can I get my request reward now?
So, not my problem then?
No, I'll do the smart thing and go with the second option. People go mean at each other's throats.
I don't want my 2 companions at each other's throats. Easy does it, you say, and several other things along those lines. And finally, Justin remembers that it was about 15 minutes between when they picked up the hitchhiker and when the hitchhiker started eating his roommate. Justin seems calmer now, although he apparently decided to talk to only you, not Brian. Where are we going? He asks. You explain about the prison. Oh, he sounds disappointed. Why? I was hoping we were headed for the interstate. Do you know about Chris Murray? He waves a smartphone. No, Brian says. I've been following the Zombie Apocalypse Survivors group on Facebook, Justin explains. There aren't so many of them posting as there used to be, but Chris is still updating his status every couple of hours. He shows you the smartphone screen. Chris's status updates are all the same. Come get me! If you provide transportation to the Cedar Junction Correctional Facility, I can keep you safe from the zombies on the way. I know what I'm talking about. Look how long I've stayed alive. I've been messaging him, Justin says. He's at the transfer center off of exit 13. Bob said we'd go there first, and then the church. I think that's the best plan, but if you want to do something else, of course, it's your car. I can't do anything about it. Do you want to sidetrack to rescue Chris? Yes or no?
Hell no, I don't trust that shit.
No, he says.
That sounds like I stayed alive because I ate my friends.
Very well. You do not make any effort to rescue the student. Your car continues on its way to the prison. After a short while, the gas station comes up to the right. Brian pulls in.
We better fuel up while we have the opportunity.
I'm hungry, Justin says.
There's MREs in the box beside you.
Justin makes a face. No, I want food. I can't eat that weird shit.
Can't one of you get some real food from the gas station?
You wouldn't have thought that was sold at gas stations counted as real food, but apparently Justin does. Brian looks like he wishes he'd left this whiny brat to be eaten by zombies. What do you do? I offer to get munchies. I suggest that Justin go get his own munchies, or I point out to Brian that munchies would make the MREs last longer.
I'm kind of wishing I had picked him up right now, too. He's being a whiny bitch. He also hasn't given me my axe yet. I guess I'll point out to Brian that the munchies will make the MREs last longer.
He rolls his eyes.
Fine, go get some then.
You walk into the gas station in search of munchies, and you find probably what you've expected, a zombie inside, also in search of munchies. In fact, the zombie has found munchies. The zombie appears to have a kid cornered in the very back of the store, between the ice cream cooler and the shelf of artificially flavored colored potato chips. But the zombie doesn't seem to have started munching yet. It turns his head as you enter and studies you with interest. You're not quite sure why you seem more attractive prey than the cowering boy, a boy about 9 or 10, but it's possible that you do. To judge by the sort of expression on what's left of the zombie's face, it sweeps its long hair out of its eyes to look at you better. This one seems to be a teenage girl. What do you try to do? Try to save the kid? Run like hell? Or charge in there and kill a zombie? Oh, and rescue the kid too, I guess, if I can.
I guess that third one, but I kind of just want to be like, I don't want to tag along kid on this show with us. Let's leave him behind. But no, I'll be the hero. I'm gonna go kill a zombie.
Awesome. Charge in there and kill a zombie. Right then, you'll need a weapon. You have a plan, right? I'll make a lot of noise and dance around a little to distract the zombie long enough for the kid to run out the door, and then I'll figure out how to escape myself. Or, I'll attack the zombie directly.
Oh my god, I get to punch the zombie? Yes!
Attack the zombie directly. Right then, you'll need a weapon. You look around the gas station. You're standing almost in one corner, with one counter and cash register behind you. The zombie and its potential victim are in the opposite corner. Along the wall of your left is a display of frisbees, beach balls, and wiffle balls and bats. Past it, in the left-hand corner, is a freezer with bags of ice. Along the wall to your right are shelves containing cat food cans, condiments, lighters, bags of charcoal, bags of hot dog and hamburger buns, and lighter fluid. On a more relaxed occasion, you might pause to wonder what the cat food is doing in the cookout display. Perhaps out of fear regarding the lighter fluid, there's a fire extinguisher over the shelves. In the middle of the store, more towards your left than your right, are the rickety-looking stands holding out candy, maps, and newspapers. Before you decide quite what to do, the zombie charges across the center of the room at you. Which way do you run? Left, right, or I jump over the counter?
Jump over the counter.
Behind the counter is a cash register, packets of cigarettes, lottery tickets, and no way out. The zombie comes straight for you, and your eyes light on the final item on the side of the counter, a sawed-off shotgun, which you, fortunately, know how to use. The zombie is closing. You only have one shot. But you only need one. You blow its head clean off. It topples backwards, and you're pretty sure it will stay dead. Just in case, though, you lose no time in running for the cowering kid, physically hauling him to his feet and dragging him out the door with you. You're quite a ways down the road before your head settles down. You should probably put your seatbelt on, you say to the kid. Brian snorts a little, apparently considering seatbelts to be a wussy invention of the modern era. Oh, says the kid. Yeah, he does. What's your name, you ask. Caden. I'm Orga, you said. Where are your parents, Caden? Don't know, Caden says. After a while, he adds, that was my sister inside. Oh. You can't think of anything else to say. It's okay. Where are we going? Caden asks after a while. To a prison, Brian says. Justin makes a little sniffing noise. You continue on your way to the prison. And that is the end of Chapter 1 for Choice of Zombies by Heather Albino and Richard Jackson. What are your thoughts, Orga? You made it so far.
Yeah, I think I did do pretty damn good right there. It's a good thing that wasn't the end of the game.
Yup. You survived Chapter 1.
We're at our first checkpoint, and you've survived 2 episodes so far. That's a record so far, but, we've only done this one time.
That's true. I also feel really happy that both of those times that I killed zombies were with shotguns. Just really fucking satisfying.
This whole thing is really satisfying. Like, this is one of the best ones I've ever seen so far.
Yeah, I'll admit I haven't played a lot of Choose Your Own Adventures with zombies, but they're definitely leagues ahead of the ones that I had as a kid, like the books and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done a few Choose Your Own Adventures recently, and I would die making the first choice available. It's terrible. So, like, this is actually pretty awesome.
Get up out of your bed or sleep. I'm gonna sleep in. You die into a coma. The end.
That's actually been one of the times I've done it.
Oh shit.
Anyway, everyone, tune in for Chapter 2 of Choice of Zombies by Heather Albano and Richard Jackson. Thank you all for listening, and tune in next time.
See you later.